how can every one of us find our own purpose or sense of life?
I hope that when people see me on stage or they see me on the internet, that one of the greatest things that they get from it is love. Someone who has accepted what they cannot change, but then doing their best with everything that he's given. And I want people to know that it did take faith and family and friends to help me one step at a time. And it doesn't mean that I never, get angry or sad or depressed anymore. We all go through ups and downs. And how we all, though, can find the meaning of life and purpose, to know that we're beautiful just the way that we are, that we can love others, we can encourage others, we can make this world a better place one step at a time. I feel like what people are looking for is hope and purpose in their life, and I feel that that all begins with love, but you can't love others until you learn how to love yourself the way that you are. And so that takes some time to not focus on what you don't have and be thankful for what you do have and take one step at a time.
In your life, maybe in future, in present, what have you changed?
I think if I could turn back time, everyone has regrets. Everyone has ups and downs, yet at the same time, I wouldn't change anything because it's made me who I am today. And so I'm very thankful for my wife and my kids. Looking back in my life, I wish I knew earlier some things that I now know. I wish I wasn't so discouraged when it felt so discouraging, and to dream big and do faster everything that I wanted to do. As fast as success came to me, I still believe that obviously we can always push faster and harder and dream bigger. And for me, it's not just about success and achieving something, as much as it's an understanding and awareness that there are still 2 billion people in the world who don't have more than a handful of food a day. And so to remember those in the world who don't have what we have is very important to me. And that's the biggest dream that I have, to try and make other people's lives better as much as we can. And then understanding that Nick is not special. We all have a story. And I believe everyone's story can impact someone else's.
For a lot of people, you're an example to follow. It's really interesting. Who is an example for you?
I will never forget when I was 19 years old and I came to America for the first time as an adult. And my mum found out about a man who had a disease in California and he was dying. And it's called Lou Gehrig's disease, where everything in the body starts shutting down, slow, painful. And he believed in heaven. And he had a faith in God. And what was amazing for me was that I knew that he couldn't talk, he couldn't walk, but with his head, he was able to use a laser technology to type on a computer. And he started a website and encouraged other people who were bedridden, who couldn't walk, couldn't talk, who were dying, to let them know this is not the end. And when I got to meet him face to face, he had to blink through the alphabet to talk to me, and with murmurs, and he smiled when I looked at him. And I'm like, wow, this man, he can't walk, he can't talk. I can walk and I can talk. If he touched hundreds of people, then maybe I can do hundreds of people too. And so that was the first dream of me being, wow, maybe I am supposed to be a speaker. And that was the year that it was confirmed for me. However, it was the janitor who was cleaning the toilets at my school who was the first person to look at me and suggest to me that I should consider being a speaker. And I thought he was crazy. And so it's proof to know that no matter what job you have, no matter what money you have or don't have, you can inspire other people to become great. And so we have to believe in our dream, and sometimes we can believe in other people too.
How do you see your future?
I'm so thankful that so far dreams have come true. I got married. I have 4 children. I travel the world and I get to share my story. I can't think of a better job than that, to inspire other people. I do want to reach the world. I don't want to travel as much as I used to. I've done now 71 countries. I've been on 2,500 planes. And I've been in countries up to 35 or 36 times. Now that I'm a father, there's ways that you can encourage the world without having to travel all the time. And so I'm busy doing an education project with Key Strategy here in Central Asia and around the world. And so I'm trying to bring in values in the education system. We will be doing movies in the future, a movie about my life as well. And lastly, I'm thinking of starting my own TV talk show. And I feel like if I had a TV talk show, then many people would be inspired on a weekly basis from a studio instead of me coming on a plane all the time.
About Uzbekistan before you got the offer to come here in your life, and how did you get this offer? Like, how was your reaction to come here?
So previously I have not heard much about Uzbekistan. I know of the country, I know where it is in the world because I'm a world traveler. I do know the region quite well. I do know that it's quite beautiful here. The people are very loving, very hospitable, the food's great. And so it's been a great experience for me to come here for the first time. I don't know if it's the last time, I'm sure it's not. I love meeting new people and experiencing different cultures. I just hope that Uzbekistan, especially the next generation, find light in their dark place sometimes where they feel depressed or alone or anxious, to let them know that there is hope and to not give up.
You mentioned about the movie you want to have. Who will be the director of that movie? Have you any ideas about that?
I don't have any ideas who's going to be the director, but I'm actually making a script right now with the scriptwriter. It's a comedy, and it's actually about 4 disabled guys who, it's just a very good, feel-good film, who actually pull off a heist. There's one guy with no arms and legs, that's me, and then someone with Down syndrome, and then someone who's autistic, and then someone else in a wheelchair. And I really believe will educate a lot of the young people about everyone's disability, but really to not feel shy about approaching other people with disabilities. I feel like there's a lot of work to do in this region and many other countries around the world still, and helping people to be okay with their differences.
It's really interesting. What type of music do you listen to?
Oh, it depends what mood I'm in. My wife actually teases me about my playlist. So I have different tastes. So I saw Luciano Pavarotti before he died in concert. So I love opera, I love classic, and then I love rock and roll, 1980s rock and roll. And then I like easy listening, Norah Jones. I don't know if you've heard of her. It just depends what mood I'm in. I listen to Serbian music, I listen to Mexican music. I listen to some EDM, electronic dance sometimes as well. So it just depends what mood I'm in, but I love music. Did you know that I did my own music video? If you look up on YouTube, it's called Something More. And it was my friend's song, and I covered it. And so check it out. There's got 7 million views on YouTube, and I sing. And so I like singing a lot. Yeah.
Do you have one question in your inner world you're seeking to find all-time answer?
Say it again?
Yeah. Do you have one question in your inner world you're seeking to find answer?
For me, no. I believe in God. We all have maybe different religions and different scriptures that we read. for me, because of my faith in God, I know that I'm fearfully and wonderfully made and that He loves me, that He has a plan for me, and heaven is real. And so when I really believe that heaven is for everyone who believes in God and the forgiveness of sins and resurrection, I really feel that I know, to me, that there is hope, that even when I bury my father, he's not dead, he is now alive. And so I miss my dad a lot. He died about 2 years ago. And obviously suffering in the world is big. We know that there are fears that sometimes disable people more than even a physical disability. But I feel like because I know I'm not alone with faith, family, and friends, there is nothing that I'm actually still looking for. I feel complete, I feel happy, and if I died today, I know where I'm going. And my wife knows I love her so much. And my children know that I love them. And that's very important to me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One thing you don't want to lose.
That I don't want to lose? There's one thing that I don't want to lose, which is humility. I feel like when pride comes in and we feel like we're maybe more intelligent, more smarter, or better than someone else, that's when sometimes we get corrected the hard way. And so I want to keep humble. You can be powerful, but you can also be humble and love each other, forgive people, even forgive yourself of the things you've done wrong. When you are free in that, I believe you can fly.
And the last question, what would you advise to everybody who attends this forum today?
I'd advise everyone who attends this forum today to definitely put something into practice. You shouldn't expect a different result in your life unless you do something different. And also understand that not everyone is a guru. There's no such thing. We're all learning. And so there are some people who have had success in their life. It doesn't mean that everything's now perfect. And definitely when you understand money, drugs, sex, alcohol, pornography, fame, and fortune, if you put your happiness in temporary things, your happiness will be temporary. And so knowing that your value and your purpose has nothing to do with how many people follow you on social media or how much money you have or what job you have or even if you're employed or not. And so you're a human being and you're beautiful. You have a soul and a spirit and a mind and then a body. Well, you look too much on the body and you've got to look in your eyes and people's eyes, which is the windows to the soul, which is the most beautiful part of anyone. Thank you so much. Well done.